My name is Alvin, and welcome to the Learn overview of the Think, Learn, Create, Change model, also known as TLC. This approach puts you, as well as your peers, at the center of your own advocacy experiences and supports your ongoing active engagement as changemakers within your community. If this is your first video in this Think, Learn, Create series, it may be useful and helpful to start with the Think video, which is linked below. In this video, we will learn why it's important to collect true information when developing your project. I'm joined by Emery and Sierra from other Boys and Girls Clubs to discuss what Think and Create represents. I'm also joined by LeVar and Antonia from the Boys and Girls Clubs of America to dive deeper into what Learn truly means.
So it's always important to double check your sources to make sure that they're credible. A lot of people get information online nowadays, but what are we learning? Is it true? Is it actually factual? It's really easy to get fooled by untrustworthy sources. And so wanting to learn more from you, Alvin, first, can you tell us a little bit more about your project before we kind of start asking questions about what you've learned about your project?
Certainly. So at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Sarasota and DeSoto counties, our 2024 Youth Council Club project is named Project Vote and is focused on increasing voter turnout and engagement, particularly amongst younger demographics, in the upcoming 2024 election. We identified a significant inequality in voter registration numbers between older and younger demographics in Sarasota County, with less than 50,000 registered voters under the age of 35, compared to over 140,000 registered voters over the age of 66. It's clear that there's a disproportionate representation of older voters within our community. After realizing the importance of empowering younger voices and ensuring their participation in our democratic process, we made it our mission to address this disparity within our own community here in Sarasota, Florida. We aim to inspire and educate newer voters, particularly those under the age of 35, about the significance of their vote and how it can truly make a difference in shaping the future of our community and beyond. Through Project Vote, we're implementing various strategies to engage younger voters, such as voter education campaigns and registration events to share information and encourage participation within elections. Our goal is to foster a culture of civic engagement amongst young adults, emphasizing the importance of their voice and votes in shaping policies and decisions that directly impact their daily lives as well as their future.
That's a
That's
powerful.
oh, that is a powerful project, and I'm just kind of wanting to know more of what was the research like? Because you threw out a lot of numbers around how low young voter registration was. So wanting to learn what was that process to learn those numbers.
Sure. So before diving into our project, we wanted to understand the landscape of voter engagement, not just locally in Sarasota, but also around the state and the US. We dug into voter turnout demographics to see who was showing up at the polls and who wasn't. This helped us identify a significant gap in representation, particularly among younger voters aged 18 to 35. We also looked into potential partners who shared our vision and mission, as well as common goals. Organizations like Florida State University's Votes were on our radar from the beginning. Collaborating with them could amplify our reach and effectiveness, especially amongst college students. When it came to finding places to connect with voters directly, we did our homework. We scoped out venues that appeal to younger crowds, places like the Lakewood Ranch Farmers Market and the Reserve, which is a spot renowned for its popular live music. These places quickly became key locations for our voter outreach events. Lastly, we had some insightful conversations with our local supervisor of elections in Sarasota, who we had connections through. We already knew him through the Boys and Girls Clubs of Sarasota and DeSoto County's other programs, such as STAR and ACT. He helped us understand the nitty-gritty of voter registration procedures. It helped us streamline our efforts, like organizing voter registration drives and strategic locations and events. Simply put, our research delved into voter demographics, partnerships, venue selections, and practicalities of voter registration procedures. This absolutely laid the crucial groundwork for our well-informed and targeted approach to Project Vote.
Targeted approach is right, Alvin. This sounds like an amazing project, an amazing opportunity. I wonder, as you laid out your research plan and strategies, what were some of the things that you learned about this process And where did you find the information? So you talked a lot about who you went to, maybe share some of the places that you went to as well to get some of that data to help teens who are watching know where they can start looking as well to get their information.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. LeVar. Our research was quite enlightening for our entire team on Youth Council. Everybody on Youth Council was enlightened by this data. We learned a great deal from various sources, including conversations with elected officials like the mayor of Sarasota directly, as well as the aforementioned supervisor of elections. Hearing their insights on community engagement and voter participation provided valuable perspectives and insights that guided our approach to driving younger voters. Our discussion with Ron Turner, the supervisor of elections here in Sarasota County, were incredibly informative. He and his team helped us understand the intricacies of the voter registration process and gained insight into voter turnout trends. At the local level, he helped us tailor our strategies to better serve our community directly. Furthermore, we tapped into resources provided by organizations such as the Florida State University's Votes. This college club is dedicated to voter engagement and shared invaluable resources and best practices, which we could help incorporate into our project planning. Lastly, we conducted extensive research using reputable online sources, websites providing voter registration statistics, demographic data, and analysis of voter behavior allowed us to gain a more direct, comprehensive understanding of the factors influencing voters' turnout, especially here in Sarasota County. So in summary, our learning process was multifaceted. It involved conversations with elected officials, engagement with local election authorities, collaboration with partner organizations like FSC, Florida State University's Votes, and through research utilizing trusted online sources. Each of these avenues contributed to our understanding and informed our strategy for Project Vote Directly.
I hope you all are taking good notes. Inform the strategy was critical. So as you think about that, Alvin, what impact did this have on your project? Having these research strategies, being this intentional about getting the information, gathering the data, how has it helped to make your project stronger and more effective and impactful?
Sure. So understanding the poor statistics that surrounded voter turnout in our community, particularly amongst younger adult demographics, this has been instrumental and crucial in strengthening our Project Vote initiative here at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Sarasota and DeSoto counties. Firstly, learning about the significant gap in voter participation rates, especially amongst newer voters, has fueled the passion and determination of our youth council. Armed with this knowledge, our members are even more motivated to convey to potential voters the critical importance of each vote. We understand that our efforts can make a tangible difference in bridging this gap and ensuring that the voices of young people are heard in the democratic process. Secondly, there's a personal connection for our youth council members. As young individuals ourselves, we have a vested interest in the success of this project. We also recognize the impacts that these policies and decisions made through the electoral process can have on our lives and futures. This personal investment drives and motivates our dedication to the cause and our commitment to empowering our peers to participate in shaping our community's future. Furthermore, being well informed about the issue of voter engagement not only enables us to educate the public effectively, but also enhances our credibility with potential voters. When we approach individuals or communities to discuss the importance of voting, our depth of understanding and informed perspective lend credibility to our message. It shows that we are not just advocating for the sake of it, but rather because we are deeply invested in addressing this issue that affects us all together. In the essence, our awareness of this alarming statistic regarding voter turnout, coupled with our personal connection to the project and our commitment to informed advocacy, has significantly strengthened our Project Vote initiative here at the Boys and Girls Club of Sarasota and DeSoto counties. It has galvanized our efforts, amplified our message, and positioned us as credible advocates for civic engagement and voter participation in our community.
Wow, that's amazing. No, that is great. And I love a couple of things that stood out to me as you shared that, Alvin. Do your research. Guys, don't underestimate that part. Do your research before you launch out with that amazing idea that you got at 3 in the morning. Make sure to do your research. And the other thing that you shared too, Alvin, was about collaboration. Work together with other people already doing the work in your community, local government agencies, other nonprofit organizations. Don't do it by yourself. Have some fun and connect with people and make this about the relationship with people, getting to know people in your community, and more importantly, letting them see you for the amazing teams that you are. I absolutely loved it. Emery, Sierra, is there anything you would add about what you all think about in the Learn space?
Yeah, so I actually have the pleasure of working on Project Vote with Alvin as well. And I just want to say it is going fantastic. I love it so much. We do it as part of Youth Council at Sarasota and DeSoto County's Boys and Girls Clubs. And it honestly is so eye-opening. At our tabling events, people that are registered to vote, they literally come over to our tables and they just talk with us. We have a flowing conversation just about civic engagement, why we're there, how they're so impressed that youth our age is actually getting out and doing something, because they didn't have these outlets back in their day. They didn't do all these programs like we're doing now. So it's really awesome.
I also just want to say that I'm so glad it's going well, and you guys know, do research before something actually is supposed to happen. And I think it is such a great platform to get youth voices out and opinions out there and show adults that, youth can make a change as well.
If you heard it from Alvin, I hope you were taking good notes. Alvin, we'll turn it back up to you to close this out.
You can watch the other videos for Think and Create Change in their badge sections below. Links to those videos and links to the TLC PowerPoint will be linked below as well. You can earn your Learn badge by completing all of the activities in this module. Thank you so much for watching.